Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Anisa and let's get right into the video. So right now all I'm doing is some prep, and I do believe I have some real time as well as some sped up clips in this video just to make things go along a little bit quicker. But I will be giving you guys some tips on how to work with white acrylic. Right now all I'm doing is applying her tips, and these are the 876 nails coffin tips, and I will be cutting them down really short but not all the way down. I believe I used 2 or 3 magnets. Now I'm using the 818 hand file to make sure nothing is glued to the sides of her nails. And I completely did this out of order, you guys. Typically, I remove the shine from the nail, then glue on the tips, then do this step. And yeah, I completely did this backward. But her nails are still on, and it is April 1st, and she still has them on. So I'm going to let you guys continue to watch. And then when I get to the acrylic, I'm going to go ahead and explain some more. Wiped her nails with acetone before I even applied the tips, and then I went in with this dehydrator right now. And then this is the primer, and I do 2 coats of primer, and I also do a thin clear base layer, which is why I think that her nails are still on. And this part never changes. Dehydrator, then the primer, 2 coats, then the thin clear base layer, and that's making my nails last pretty long. And this is a tip that I kind of have for white, because the white is going to be very chalky, as you're going to see. And this is one of the better whites I've used. Valentino Soft Touch is like a milky transparent white, but she wanted like a stronger white, so that's why I went with this white. Young Nails double X, yes, double X core white, I think it's called. I literally have it, but I haven't used it in forever, and I think I ran out of it because I used to use it all the time. But that is also a pretty good bright white. And then they also have a core white, which is just like the Valentino Soft Touch. But you want to wait until the bead is getting ready to polymerize, not when it polymerizes, because by the time it polymerizes, it's too late when working with white. Typically, you do want the bead to go completely glossy, and then like that's like perfect. But for white, because it's just so much pigment in white, it does not move once it does that. And this is a horrible application, one of my worst applications I've had in a very, very, very long time. So I had to rely on my shaping, but I did kind of get somewhere with the acrylic on this hand. This is her second hand, so that's why it looks a little bit better. But it's just like some areas it just would not stick to. I have no clue why, but I assume because it's a texture of acrylic that I was using it as. Because you can use it like super dry or super wet, and because the white just dries so fast, it was like either you put the bead on the nail before it's setting up even like a little bit, but then by that point it's too runny and it's too thin, so you don't have any coverage or thickness. But if you wait a little bit longer, it's kind of good. Then if you wait till the bead goes completely shiny, it's far too late. So I would figure out a good consistency for whichever white acrylic you have. This is the Blanca acrylic from Get Nailed 32, and I will leave the link to it down below in the description. But yes, so I'm literally watching the bead and I'm making sure it does not go shiny, but I'm just holding it on my brush for a couple of seconds, not too long. Of course, the tip is going to be the easiest part, but that cuticle area is where it matters the most to me, and that was the hardest part, making sure that her cuticle area was rounded, as well as making sure there was enough coverage there. So that's what I made sure to pay attention to, because any unevenness can be dealt with in filing, but you want to get your application as smooth as you possibly can, and it's really difficult. However, if this is way too hard for you, I recommend doing a base in all clear acrylic or a nude acrylic, and then going ahead and putting the white over it. That is going to be the easiest way to do it. And you can get a white as bright as you want it or whatever, but you just use gel polish. But if you do only like all acrylic nails, or the person works with just like all acrylic better because they always chip their polish off, then you're gonna have to either use like a soft touch or try and add some clear to the white, which helps, but you may get marbling if you add clear to the white. So those are just a couple of tips. Leave down below in the comment section what other tips you have, or which whites that are true whites and not soft whites or transparent whites, down below in the description, and maybe I'll try them out. Also, leave a like on the video. It really helps my channel out. And subscribe and ring the bell if you want to get notified of every time I upload. And now I'm finally going in and filing, and this is really where the magic happens. I decided to hand file these for whatever reason, but it ate. Like, I'm not very good at hand filing. I'm actually much better at e-filing than hand filing. I have no clue why, but I got these nails into shape. And one thing about white is sometimes it's very soft, and this white was very soft, which is why the hand file got it the way that it did. But also it just left deep scratches in the white. However, you can't even see it by the time I get done because of the QR Sky drill bit that I used, as well as I used the pink buffer that I always link down below in the description. As always, all products that I have a link to will be linked down below in the description. And after I'm done hand filing, that is when I go in with the e-file. And the Kiara Sky drill bit is still brand new, so it is very, very, very sharp. And it is not a safety drill bit. And the 818 hand files are 60 by 60 grit. thumb, I did use the Sky drill bit to go over the surface of it, just only on the thumb, and that was temporary because I knew I was going to use the sanding band because of how thin the actual like white is, like how soft it is, and the teeth on the Sky drill bit are still super strong, so it is just literally like cutting into that white and like even like digging a hole in it. So I was like and using the sanding band takes off a little bit less product at a time. However, the result is super 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 smooth without a lot of like hand strain and having to change like a different grit hand file, as well as just very very smooth, because I just feel like an e-file for me gets my nails super smooth, and sanding bands are the only thing some people use when they finish file. They don't use like the metal carbide bits. So if you're struggling with those metal bits, try using the same 180 grit sanding band. You might even want to go up to like maybe a 150 grit sanding band. I have a couple of those, and those are more of a medium grit, so just be careful with those. But the fine grit does pretty good for me, and I use the zebra ones because the texture just feels a lot better. And that is also another tip that I have with white, because like I said, it is super soft, and the sanding band, the 180 grit one, does not take off nearly as many layers, and it also takes it off much more smoothly. I said, I did go in with the pink sponge buffer after this and wipe her nails off with LGN Cleanse. Now I'm going in with some Beetles top coat, and I will be carrying it for a full 120 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Everything I have linked to be linked to down below in the description. And let me know down below, what are your tips, and what are some things that you just learned along the way with doing white, or is there anything that I can improve on for my application with white? Let us know down below in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.